Shalom, Shalom and welcome. Welcome to you who have been drawn to this message. Welcome to Return to the Promised Land, the Judgment Series. If you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Symmanayah, and these are the words I am compelled to present to an awakening, set-apart nation. This is the 30th installment, and its focus is to bring attention to the Great Divide. My brothers and sisters, joy, love, and comfort are truly exceptional experience. Even set-apart entertainment can be a fun and pleasant time. Sometimes our desire to hold on to these pleasantries, these experiences, cloud our ability to obey the living orders of the Spirit of Yahuah sent in Yahusha's name. The days are rising when we will begin to take this spiritual battle, this spiritual warfare, with more sincerity than we do now. There are serious and severe orders, demands that are and will be placed on us in the coming days. Believe it or not, for some, these demands have already begun. For many, it is yet to come. These demands will produce pain and regret, but nevertheless must be fulfilled. Comfort will be discovered by understanding and accepting that this plan belongs to the Almighty Father Yahuah. He did not promise cushy life and a cushy journey. We are in spiritual warfare, my brothers and sisters. The very tabernacle that we manage, that our inward man managed, known as these bodies, this flesh, war against the spirit within, our inward man. It is serious, O Yasharal. Sooner or later, we're going to get tired of the games and the entertainment. Sooner or later, we're going to get tired of consuming and wasting time, spinning around in circles versus growing in maturity and set-apartness. A great divide is coming, my brothers and sisters. One particular challenge we will face is the separation of family, both bloodline and spiritual. In some cases, there will be a repositioning, so to speak, where a set-apart person will assume the position that the Most High would have him to do and have him to be. So they may not leave the body of set-apartness or the family of Yasharal. Their position, their function, and their position in his body may cause them to be relocated, repositioned. In some cases, there will be individuals that will be separated and we will never see one another again, both bloodline and spiritual. Allow me to ask the following questions as I continue to move into this subject, the Great Divide. Know this, my brothers and sisters, division comes, for it is a part of the plan of Abba Yahuah. It brings to fulfillment and completeness regarding set-apartness. Consider these questions, O Yasharal. Is Yahuah the Almighty One, both the beginning and the end? Absolutely. Have the Almighty Father Yahuah proven to protect his children? Indeed. Do the scriptures prove that the Most High Yahuah is not a respecter of individuals and that he causes it to rain on the just and unjust? You see, all too often, my brothers and sisters, because we are his set-apart child, we think things won't happen. But I say to you, my brothers and sisters, the things that happen that cause us to say, why me? The things that we go through, the discipline that we receive from the Almighty Father, we are to look at it and learn from it and press into maturity and seek the life that he has for us and not be afraid of what will happen to these bodies. Do you believe that the Almighty Yahuah determines who physically lives or dies? Indeed, he does. Consider Deuteronomy 8:3, which informs us that man doesn't live by bread alone, but every word that proceeds out of the Almighty Father. Have we decided to put the Almighty Father Yahuah first and foremost in our lives? Have the Almighty Father Yahuah proven to spare as well as at times destroy lives, from the youngest child to the oldest adult? If you doubt this, visit Numbers 16th chapter, and you will see where some rebellious ones, grown up, plus their households, were destroyed as the earth opened up and swallowed them. I'm talking about Numbers 16th chapter, my brothers and sisters. We would probably call it today's age a sinkhole opened. Do you believe there will be a final exodus, a gathering from the four corners of the earth, a gathering of a set-apart people before the physical return of Yahushua Mashiach? I do, and I know that many others do as well. Soon and very soon, proof will come on this matter. Have you considered that these things that are prophesied regarding 144,000 and great multitude, regarding the great and final exodus, have you considered that it requires details and processes, that there are methods which we must adhere to in order to fulfill what is written? This cannot occur with being in compromising camps, in compromising positions, demonstrating compromising behavior. The great divide is coming, O Yasharal, and it will prove to be directed by the Almighty Father Yahuah in Yahusha's name. My brothers and sisters, though we do not like to discuss things that are most challenging, it cannot stop, reverse, nor erase what is written in the scriptures. Allow me to read the following. Matthew 10th chapter, verses 34 through 42. It reads, "Do not think that I have come to bring peace on earth. I did not come to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to bring division, a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemies are those of his own household. He who loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he who loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he who does not take up his stake and follow after me is not worthy of me. He who has found his life shall lose it, and he that has lost his life for my sake shall find it. He who receives you receives me, and he who receives me receives him who sent me. He who receives a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward. And he who receives a righteous one in the name of a righteous one shall receive a righteous one's reward. And whoever gives one of these little ones a cup of cold water only in the name of a taught one, truly I say to you, he shall by no means lose his reward." Yasharal, O Yasharal, why would we put our child, our son, our daughter, our mother or father before the Almighty Father when it is He who is the distributor of life, when it is at His word that they can be removed in an instant? Yes, we have been conditioned, and instinctively our flesh wants to protect the son, the daughter, the child. The thing is, we don't know at what age a child is held accountable. It would be wise with every moment that we have to teach our children the ways of set-apartness, to teach our children what it is to worship and obey. In word and in deed, in practice, demonstrate before our children. For we know not the decision that the Most High will make as regards to the protection and gathering of those whom He chooses. Yasharal, it's easy to read the scriptures for the most of us. It's also easy to talk about something demonstrated years ago. Now, end times will prove to place similar challenges regarding being actively involved with separating ourselves from among those who the Most High has chosen to become distant from us. Notice in Matthew 10th chapter, verse 36 mentioned the possibility of enemies within our own household. The literal is speaking of bloodline and relatives. The spiritual takes us beyond just that. Even among Yasharal, we will see that the unlearned, the undiscerning, sometimes will choose the rebellious route until discipline reaches their face, or until they fall asleep and wake up on Judgment Day. Please be mindful, Yasharal. The words I speak, examine them. Let us not take anger or aught against the messenger. Let us examine the message and seek out its origin. My brothers and sisters, the great divide. Are we not aware in John 15th chapter where he talks about that he, Yahusha, is the true vine and his Father is the gardener, and every branch in him that doesn't bear fruit, he take it away? Are we not aware that there comes a purging, there comes a time of throwing away and watching that branch that does not produce fruit dry up? the realities of what is written in John, we will see before our very eyes, O Yasharal. It would be wise to discern there will be those separated and individuals brought together while others are purged. Remember, this plan belongs to the Most High. It is not my plan, nor is it yours. It's a plan of the Almighty Father Yahuah, and it will prove to be fulfilled. Soon and very soon we will grow to discern who the Almighty Father is drawing together, and we'll be able to discern who will be left behind. Keep in mind that there will be those left behind who will face death for Yahusha's name. They will first face persecution and martyrdom. So not everyone left behind is because they did something wrong, but there will be those who are unbelieving. There will be those who are wicked and rebellious that will indeed be left behind. Let us be mindful, my brothers and sisters. The scriptures tell us in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3, that there will be a falling away. Are we aware of such, my brothers and sisters? I tell you right now, it has begun. And we will see a falling away come as individuals will physically face death, as well as, my brothers and sisters, find themselves journeying in other directions. I cannot stress enough how we must begin to look at the realities of what must come to be in order for the Almighty Father to fulfill all his promises. I cannot stress enough that these are the days of refinement, discipline at the hand of Abba Yahuah, as led by the Spirit, his Spirit, sent in Yahusha's name. We will grow to discern his Spirit more and more in the coming days. We will discern that he works in us, through us, one towards another. Yasharal, there are prerequisites that require us to adhere in order to be partakers of either the 144,000 or great multitude, as well as being martyrs for Yahusha's name. Prerequisites, yes, prerequisites as in walk in obedience, obeying his laws, statutes, his commandments, understanding his living instructions, understanding that his Torah is his living instructions. It is the scriptures made alive and his word stirred among us, his word that is indeed light and life. This is the living Torah of the Almighty Father. Do not be deceived to think that it is encapsulated only in just 5 books. Some of these prerequisites will lead to coming together with individuals who are strangers, but they too seek to do the will of the Almighty Father as well. End times will bring a repositioning among the body. In other words, if a hand is trying to be a knee or our ears are trying to be the feet, this will not work. So it will be in the unifying of Yasharal. All will not be mores, all will not be teachers. Some will be farmers. Some will be caregivers. Some would be individuals who confirm and support and stand to reaffirm as a witness to what is indeed going forward. There are so many members within the body of Yasharal, set apart Yasharal, and we will witness the positioning, the repositioning of some. We will witness coming together like we've never imagined, my brothers and sisters. There will be times as we come away, we will face the heartache of leaving ones behind. But there will come times when we will look up and shout, hallelujah. My brothers and sisters, the time is now to begin to prepare. Grow in discerning the living orders from the Spirit of Yahuah sent in Yahusha's name. Many of us fail to see the full picture. We are too eager, over anxious, maybe overwhelmed. Maybe we have not grown to discern the full goal that the Most High have set before us. But in due season, my brothers and sisters, things will become clearer. There will be times of reproof, repentance, and there will be times of rising up, renewed by the set-apart Spirit of Yahusha. Believe it or not, O Yasharal, believe it or not, my brothers and sisters, the great divide will come to be fulfilled. And out of such condition will rise 144,000 Hebrews, 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes as mentioned in Revelation 7 chapter. Along with them a great multitude set apart by the living Spirit of Yahusha. And we will come to discern that in that great multitude, it is indeed a remnant when we compare it to over 7.2 billion people on the planet. We are about to face questions and challenges that will prove to cause some to turn and just walk away. Consider this, my brothers and sisters. There was a time when one was seeking the Most High. And in Matthew 19th chapter, and the question was asked, what should one do? And the Most High echoed all that was required. And then when he told the young man to go sell what he had, in Matthew 19:21, and give it to the poor, and you shall have a treasure in heaven, and come follow me. When the Mashiach told this individual that, the young man heard the word. He went away sad because he had many possessions. And Yahusha said to his taught ones, truly I say to you that it is hard for a rich man to enter into the reign of heavens. My brothers and sisters, when we think of rich, we say, yeah, millionaires and billionaires. But do you not know that depending on one's state of being, many people are rich? Look at a homeless man compared to one that has shelter. He would call the one with shelter rich. Look at the person who has fresh, clean water and food, contrasted to the one that is starving. And the person with food is rich. So the word rich have many different positions, my brothers and sisters. The word rich could mean a person that has some type of possession that they are putting before others. Rich. So many of us are rich in a way in which we do not recognize. I say to you, are we prepared to let go of the riches that we have and follow the Most High? Soon and very soon, forced migrations will come as end times begin to prove that Yasharal must gather and will gather from the four corners of the earth. My brothers and sisters, the days have arrived for many and will come for all to make a decision to demonstrate whom we have committed ourselves to worshiping and obeying. As we are put to the test, O Yasharal, we will witness being brought to a point where we must examine ourselves and our surroundings. We will witness the need to execute judgment and decide at what times we will leave or stay regarding the many experiences we are to face ahead. To you, O listener to these words, know this: as end times ramp up, there will be sudden change in some conditions and environment for many. There are those who are and have received living instructions and understand what is to occur. This plan, as well as the schedule for this plan, belongs to the Almighty Father Yahuah. Prepare to witness our emotions, our egos, our mental state become extremely challenged, O Yasharal. I cannot stress enough how it is time to begin discussing these matters among the closest within your fellowship, groups, family, and circles, etc. Soon and very soon, there will not be opportunities to reach specific people, for many will be directed by the Spirit of Yahuah, sent in Yahusha's name, and will not have time to go back, will not be able to call, will not be able to come to you and explain what is going on. My brothers and sisters, the Most High will bring structure, order, and we will witness the chosen leaders set apart, led by the Spirit of Yahuah, sent in Yahusha's name, rise up, and we will begin to shout hallelujah as we press through set apartness, as we grow in maturity. Yasharal, let us walk in wisdom, seeking to discern messages, instructions, and warnings that reach us individually and collectively. Let us be very prayerful when faced with individuals that appear to be led by the Spirit of Yahuah. Let's be prayerful. Let's examine them. Let's weigh their actions against the scriptures that are made alive, not taking a part here and a part there, but discerning the life in the scriptures. we will discover what it takes to make us complete in unity, O Yasharal. You see, my brothers and sisters, when we don't examine, when we don't seek to discern, it becomes very easy to blame the messenger, to echo excuses for our failures. It's easy to point the finger. Oftentimes, there are false leaders and individuals who will bear false witness against individuals because they have not sought to discern the origin of the message. On the surface, it may not have seemed appropriate. But if they drill down into the seed of the matter, if they discern the spirit of the matter, we may be surprised. You may ask yourself, how is this so? I submit, unless we are able to discern the nature of the words from the messenger, we are at risk of providing wrong conclusions and a false witness. Soon and very soon, O Yasharal, we will witness one of our greatest challenges will be breaking loose from family members, close friends, and others that we have grown accustomed to being around. Knowing that we may never see them again, sure, we will face some heartache. One of our greatest challenges will be to choose whom we are committed to worshiping and obeying. Another will be when end times prove that we must and will leave others behind. In some cases, we will find ourselves ordered to purge others from our midst. Probably one of the most difficult decisions will be cutting children and or parents with children from among us. There are times throughout scriptures when decisions had to be made resulting in the savings of lives as well as the destruction of lives at the orders from the Almighty Father. Again, I say visit number 16th chapter. Study the scriptures, my brothers and sisters. There are many occasions where the adult and the child and families were killed. And there are many occasions where many were saved and spared. O listener of these words, are you prepared to release or witness being separated from your children or your child? This is the time now to educate our children, for the Almighty Father Yahuah decides which child will be saved, which ones will be spared from the separation that is to come. The great divide will bring some heartache. But know this, O Yasharal, it is the Almighty Father Yahuah's plan. Comfort will only come in understanding and discerning what must be done. Never forget, my brothers and sisters, the Almighty Father Yahuah knows all and sees all. He understands the mind of a child as well as the mind of an adult. Make no mistake, no one, nobody, nothing can stop or reverse what is to come in the coming days. Either we truly seek to worship and obey the giver of life, or we place our children before the one who gives not only us life, but them as well. We will witness some among us physically die in order to remove them from our lives, for no obstacle can stop what is to come. The lives that require us to fulfill specific tasks ordered by the Spirit of Yahuah sent in Yahusha's name have value, and will prove to be used by the Almighty Father. Prepare to face the tests and witness those who are placed before our eyes that walk in obedience to Him. Remember, my brothers and sisters, this is severe. It is serious. It is all too real. And comfort will come by understanding what must and will come to be. Are we prepared to be separated? Are we prepared for the great divide? Will we release with a ready mind? Because a sense of urgency will indeed come before us. My brothers and sisters, it is very critical to instruct. I cannot stress enough. Instruct our children, our loved ones. Teach them, for the days will come. We will see the fruit of what we have done. We will witness the benefits or consequences of what we have done, or either the neglect that took place. But regardless of what comes to be, O Yasharal, we must press into Yahuah, the Almighty Father, in the name of Yahusha. We must seek to recognize His living orders, His direction, discern His chosen leaders, yield to His instructions, and move accordingly, O Yasharal. My brothers and sisters, I say this over and over. There will be repositioning in the days ahead. My brothers and sisters, this journey is too real. And the Almighty Father has begun executing things that will become very intense. Pray and watch. Discuss these matters. Talk about the great divide that is over the horizon. Let us never forget that it is by every word that proceeds out of the Almighty Father Yahuah that we have life, as mentioned in Deuteronomy 8:3. I mentioned it earlier. The great divide. Do we believe and trust in the plan of the Almighty Yahuah? End times have arrived. Discuss these matters, my brothers and sisters. As I wrap up, I say to you, O listener, to these words. I salute you if you've listened to it in its entirety. I salute your patience, your fortitude, your pursuit of set apartness. I salute you, yes, you, O listener, to these words. I pray that you are continually growing in discernment and that the Almighty Father quickens your spirit and bring you up in the strength and with the fortitude and power of his might working within you and through you, to you and to us. O Yasharal, be encouraged. Phenomenal challenges are ahead. We will witness that this generation is indeed the generation of the end times. The great divide is all too real, and it will reach the doorstep of all who are physically alive. Choose wisely, my brothers and sisters. Until next time, I, Symmanayah, your brother, encourage you to continue to seek earnestly to discern what must and will be done, not maybe, will be done, as ordered by the Almighty Father Yahuah, through his set-apart spirit sent in Yahusha's name. Let us witness all that is to be. Until next time, I bid you, my family, Shalum.